Well, welcome back everybody to Motorsport Manager then. Build up to race number 5 in Ardennes. Okay race last time out, third for Dreyfus. Definitely kept her driver's title hopes alive. Eka's poor finish in 10th. And her continuing bad form is a bit of a sticking point at the moment. With this new point system, we're definitely in the running for the title. We're only 3 points off Vexala. And Dreyfus up there in first in the Drivers' Championship, but we need Eka to start bringing the results if we're really going to take home the title this year. So let's get going with the episode. Interviews we're not doing anymore. Our new brakes are finished. So let's put a new engine on. Top speed, and we can go for maximum speed, and then we can bring up the reliability afterwards. We need to go for performance with every part right now. Lots of great advice as always. Last time out, a lot of talk of bringing in a new drivers that can bring in sponsors to help our budget. I don't really want to do that mid-season. I just think it would be more trouble than it's worth, but this really is Eka's last chance this season. She did really well last year, but she's just not performing. So if she turns it around, then we'll see at the end of the season. It depends where we are as well. If we get promoted, of course, I may well be looking to replace both drivers. You never know. Right, let's take a look at what we need to improve then. Reliability still hasn't really recovered from the beginning of the season. Engine, they're both in the 70s. Gearbox, we need to obviously bring that new gearbox up, which we're doing. I'm going to take which one? This performance and reliability, and stick it on the new brakes we've got. And I will improve the reliability of this set of brakes, as we should be using the good set eventually. And performance, that gearbox is nearly maxed out, so we'll transfer that over to, actually not those brakes, because they're nearly filled out already. We'll stick it on this suspension. Okay, we've got a new sponsor offer. 16 for above, they'll give us 75,000. The main thing to take from that though is $1 million up front. We shall take that with open arms. Thank you, RusJet. And they've got the nice title sponsor slot on the side pod there. Great. Right, let's get going. So after this race, we'll be at the halfway stage of this season. Seems to have gone a lot quicker than the other two seasons for some reason. But then I have been doing this series since like the end of last year, to be fair. So the fact that I'm only on season 3 is pretty bad. But I hope you guys are still enjoying having a full episode per race. Just, helps you see the whole experience of the weekend. Looks like it's going to be wet for the race in Belgium. But we'll get to that bridge when it comes to it. And we normally perform pretty well when it's raining. Dreyfus wants an improved telemetry centre. We're never going to be able to afford that, love, I'm afraid. So you're going to have to take a morale hit, because I can't promise you that. I just don't have the budget. Northern Harbour, second or above, 880,000 and 1,250 up front. Now I did have a discussion in the GT series in the comments with someone about waiting for better sponsors. So I will just try that out. We've got 21 days till the next race. We don't really need to accept a sponsor. I don't think the sponsors will disappear, at least I hope not. So we may as well wait and see how it goes, whether we get offered. There we go, now we've got 2. It's much worse. Okay, I'm just going to take that Northern Harbour, but there you go, we see if we do wait, we will get another offer. I should have done that with the first one, but I forgot. And that's got us some nice money in the bank, which will help very much for improving this car. We still have like the 6th quickest car. It's really not good enough. I already have got the 4th best car. It has improved a bit then. I thought we had the 6th best car still. So we are definitely making some progress this season, which is good news. We've apparently got the 7th best drivers though. That seems a bit harsh considering how well Dreyfus has done at outperforming the car the last few seasons. How dare they? I'm going to send a... That's it. All media passes are revoked until we get a better rating. that's probably not the press that's done that ratings anyway. We're rambling. I like to do that. Right, the engine's finished, so let's go. I mean, it doesn't really matter what we need for the next race because it won't be ready in time. Engine and gearbox always important. So let's go for another new gearbox. We'll go acceleration reliability and plus 30 acceleration. We've got a great slot available. Plus 40 acceleration during race. Good. We should get that built. 1.1 million. Sponsors pay for that nicely. And let's see how the improvement of parts is going. So all the performance work was done. I have of course got a new engine now. That is going to need an awful lot of reliability work. We might as well get cracking on it though. We'll transfer that brakes over to there, and we will put a bit of performance, but we will concentrate mostly on reliability because we've still got some parts lacking. It's great that we've maxed out all the parts in terms of performance, although we haven't, have we? That suspension now needs to be improved. And that gearbox. Okay, maybe we'll make the split a little bit less. Let's go 12.8. And continue. New vote is up for grabs. Front wings can be developed. Okay. That's interesting. I'm hoping not to be here next season, but we'll vote as if we are going to be. Will benefit traditional teams, will not benefit equality focused teams. So apparently it doesn't really have any bearing on us at all. It's going to help teams with big budgets, to be fair, because you're going to be developing more parts. I won't use all. I am for it, but I'm not going to use all my power. I'm not particularly bothered how this one turns out. It's going to be decided by the chairman. He splits the 5-all vote and has decided that we shall be able to develop new front wings next season. That's interesting. It's more chance to improve our car, I suppose. As I say, it's probably going to benefit the teams with a much bigger budget, but I hope not to be here next season. I'm going to cry if we're here for a full season, to be fair. But let's concentrate on what we can do this season. Okay, just running the events like. Nearly there, nearly ready for Belgium and the Ardennes. Okay, we're going to select second one, but that's a massive bonus now, isn't it? We may as well go for it. Or do we just take the $500,000 in the bank? We're going to make a profit no matter what. If it's going to be a wet race, I do fancy our chances of getting in the top 2, or Dreyfus's chances. So we will go for that. Okay, let's fit what we got ready. Okay, we can use our new brakes. That's good news. New engine is nowhere near ready, and we're going to be using all the same parts as last time elsewhere. Okay, I'm going to get practice done then, and I shall be back with you for the 5th race of the season. Okay, practice is all done then. Time for the race. Practice went pretty well. I mean, 97% on Dreyfus, 96% on Eka. Very worried about Eka's pace again. They both went out on race runs at the end on soft tyres, same fuel, and there was a second. Eka was a second slower than Dreyfus consistently. Really, really worried. Hopefully, she won't be that bad in the race. She does, of course, due to her championship position, get a much better starting position than Dreyfus. So hopefully, she can do something good in the race. It is wet, as suspected. Looks like that rain's going to get a bit heavier, so we will be starting on intermediates, and we'll see whether it dries out at some point. We will go with race trim and intermediate tyre wear for Eka, and we will go for engine expert, which Dreyfus has now achieved, which we've got in our GT playthrough at the moment on one of our drivers, and that's very useful for being able to push for a lot longer. And we'll go for race trim on Dreyfus's car. So fuel options, there is no fuel, just maximum 15-17 laps is what we expect to be able to do on these tyres, but our fuel isn't going to allow it, so that's really not much use at all. We'll go for push and height to begin with, try and make up some early places. Dreyfus is normally an absolute master in the wet conditions, so hopefully she will prove that again today. And we need a good team result this time. We need both cars in that top 6 and in the points to give us a real chance of this title. So we're underway then, race number 5. Very, very long lap round here. Is going to make choosing which tyre to be on at the right time even more crucial. Because of course with a longer lap, if you're on the wrong tyres, the more time you're going to lose. And that's going to be very difficult to judge, because if both our cars are within a pit stop of each other, you're going to have to pit one car on potentially the wrong lap. But we'll see how we get on. We'll see how the race goes. Eka's made a good start. Well, not really actually. She's moved back 2 places. She's in 13th. Dreyfus still at the back of the field in 20th. She is of course championship leader, so that makes the races that much more harder. Making up a couple of positions there through the S's, up into 19th. Actually, she lost another place through the corner after anyway. Eka going backwards as well. I don't know what it is with our car. Also, another little tip someone said, which I didn't know. You go on current standings. Right, so that's why, because everyone's going flat out. They're really attacking. Safety car. There's no need to pit. It's far too early. Dembele has crashed out of the race on lap number 2. Just about made it past the start-finish straight of the first lap of the race. And Dembele crashed out. So yeah, that's what's happening. Let's go medium and we'll keep pushing, because the tyres do seem to be holding up okay in the temperatures. So yeah, everyone does literally go to conserve. It's a really nice tool. I don't know, I'm sure I've seen this before, but I've never thought to actually use it. Really should be doing that. So yeah, everyone was flat out attacking at the beginning of the race, and maybe that's why we're going backwards. But it does help us later in the race, because we seem to be kinder on our tyres, and definitely better on part wear by not attacking in those first few laps. That's my idea for it anyway. But whether we'd have a better race attacking from the beginning, and maybe try it next time out. Now that I know that's what the AI do. I did do that most of last season, to be fair. I only changed it at the beginning of the season because we had such bad reliability. I just wanted to look after the parts on the car. So, rain looks like it might be dying off, but we don't have a good enough forecast centre to know that for sure yet. So it might be all about trying to get far enough into this race to not have to make another stop onto intermediates. I'm really mincing my words here today, Captain. You can choose which accent that was. Yeah. I'm waiting for that image to come in. It looks like it's going to stop raining around about lap 8 or 9. Not good timing, to be fair. We should have really been saving fuel with both cars there. Alright, we're about to get underway again then. Tyres really overheating. We'll go back to neutral. How can you overheat your tyres under the safety car? It's not possible, surely. We're underway again anyway. Everybody has gone into full attack mode for the restart. Now I don't want to do this because we've got to try and make these tyres, well, it's the fuel load we need to make last. I'm going to take a little risk here. I'm going to go to low and hope we don't fall too far back. If we do start to fall back, I'll move it back up. We really need to look after the fuel here, because this looks like the kind of situation where the AI would get it wrong again. And if we can steal a pit stop on the field, especially as they're all really bunched up now, as long as we don't get another safety car, of course, then we could be quids in this afternoon. Now we really need to be looking sort of 6, 7, 8, 9, be about lap 9 or 10, when it's going to be the perfect crossover point. Of course, if we have to pit a lap or two earlier, we'll still stick on dry tyres because we don't want to be making 2 pit stops. So our cars have fallen back a little bit, unsurprisingly, considering they're on low. I wonder if we can just push a bit more because we've got so much tyre life, and then the tyres really aren't going to have to go too far into this race. And hopefully that will negate being on low fuel mode. Yeah, immediately Eka's closed back up. So as long as we stay on the back of this pack, there's a little gap developing between the top 4 and the rest of the field. But from 4th back to us... Oh, 2 car problems already. 17th and 19th. Alboa and Cruz have got issues. Whether they've had a crash with each other, I don't know. I missed that. Luckily, it's not going to be anything that brings out a safety car, because that could ruin the strategy here. So the ideal thing is for the AI to pit too early now. They won't be pitting for a lap or 2. We're going to have to bring one of our cars in early, unfortunately. Or late. Probably early. So it looks like the ideal time is going to be 3 or 4 laps. And we've only got roughly four laps, including this lap, left in the tank. So how are we looking? We're still only 11 seconds behind first. So if the AI make the mistakes they normally do, to be fair, it's probably going to be close enough to the crossover point that they will put on dry tyres. But they might have to put them on too early, that's the thing. In which case we'll still be quicker. So yeah, should be 2 more laps for the car we picked first. 3 more laps. We just are going to be able to... Eka might be able to just about squeeze 3 laps out of it. Dreyfus is probably going to have to be the one to pit first, looking at a fuel load. Right, so it's still raining. Crossover point is another lap or 2. Arbola and Cruz have put the dry tyres on after... So I presume they had an accident then. They've obviously been in to change a wing or something. And you can see they're a long way back at the moment. Dreyfus and Eka have managed to pick up a position on Evans. They're starting to come back through the field, which is good news. So, do we pit Dreyfus now or wait 1 more lap? It's difficult to know. Oh, all kinds of problems happening with the midfield, and we're just scything through everybody. We're up to 12th and 13th. It's still a little bit damp. Still nobody pitting them. Right, we're going to pit Dreyfus this time around. She's going to put the... It's going to be 14 laps left. Now, we don't have the fuel tank to do 14 laps. So I say 2 stops on the super softs. May as well be on the quickest tyre if we've got to make 2 stops. And let's go sort of half and half. Let's go 8. Let's go longer. Let's go 9. Let's go longer first time around. No, let's go 8. We'll go a little bit longer first time, and then should be about a 6 lap stint. Blast to the finish. Gearbox is a little bit worrying, but that should hold up. Tyre choice. Just going to double check everything after I made a horrible mistake last season in the penultimate race that may have cost us the title. So Dreyfus will be in this time around for some super soft tyres. I would imagine most of the AI are going to come in this time around. Now Dreyfus really struggling with those tyres. That differential in tyre wear is pretty staggering, to be fair. So Eka looking after her tyres well, which will put her in good stead if she's got to do 1 extra lap. Now the question here is what the AI do. They can't all come in this lap, so I don't really know if we're going to have made a big advantage. Rogers has pitted last time around, and Valdez. So have they made the perfect lap, or have they taken a little bit too long? Right, most of the AI in them. Eka can probably put the fuel mode up a bit. We're going to get her to attack, And she's going to come in this lap. Same strategy, super soft tyres. We'll go a bit shorter with her. So 7 laps. Car looking okay still, which is good news. And obviously when Dreyfus comes back out of the pit, she can then use the fuel again. She's got the little engine mod thing, knowledge thing, so she can push without taking too much wear. Now is the time to use that. And it hasn't worked out brilliantly, to be fair. I was obviously trying to hold back the fuel just to hope that the rain stopped a little bit later, in which case we'd be quids in. But it's not quite happened. And looks like this is the time to be on dry tyres, everybody closing up to Eka very rapidly. So Eka's probably going to have lost a little bit of time here. But she should still be in this race when she comes back out. She'll probably be on the back around about 13th, 14th, 15th. But we've got plenty of time to make up some positions in this race. Right, Eka is in. We're going to be pushing in high fuel mode when she comes back out. Yeah, it's going to be obviously a strange turn 1 here, very similar to Spa, because of course this is effectively a copy of Spa. She's going to get back out in 11th. Cut that line across, beautiful. Right, she's out behind Dreyfus then. And now we can really start racing this afternoon. So, we gave it a go, we gave the strategy a go. Didn't really work. But we're still in sight of 3rd place and definitely the top 6. So now we're going to really see what our drivers are made of. Dreyfus, I'm not too worried. I'm pretty sure she can make her way through this traffic. Gets past 2 cars in a corner. She just squeezes up the middle. Beautiful move. And how this game thinks that we have like the 7th best drivers. Dreyfus is the best driver out there again this afternoon. Eka struggling for pace massively. I don't know what has changed. She just suddenly started going backwards. Very rapidly. So tyres are overheating a bit. We're going to go back to neutral on both cars. Because although we don't need to go too far on these tyres, we do need them to stay in good condition for compared to other cars for the pace. Eka should be really making more progress than she is, although she is now on the back of Sebado. There was quite a big gap between Dreyfus and Eka there, so after that stop, so that might have been a bit harsh to judge it prematurely. Let's see how well she can make her way past Sebado. Can't make it around the outside there. Needs to get the move done. And she's just been backed up into traffic. Dreyfus, in other news, has passed El Sadat and is now up into 7th. And she's absolutely flying as per usual. Now Eka. She's clearly got the pace. Just doesn't have the overtaking skills at the moment. I think that's the problem. They will come because she's got a lot of potential. Down the long straight into the chicane. She gets the move done up into 10th then, and she needs to get after the rest of the field now. Dreyfus has actually lost that position back to El Sadat. And she promptly takes it back down the inside of the right-hander. And hopefully she can hold that now and go after Zhu in 6th. She's going to have to watch the inside line. She's going to have it for the next corner. Just about maintains 7th place. And you can see 4th, 5th and 6th scrapping up ahead. And 3rd is in range. Batista and Garrard are away. Batista in particular is in a league of 1 this afternoon. Dreyfus now having a look at Santa Ana and gets it done into the double right-hander of turn 1 up the hill. Eau Rouge. It's not Eau Rouge, but we all know what it's supposed to be. It's Eau Rouge. Back market here hopefully won't hold Dreyfus up. Eka is up to 10th and onto the back of this little pack now. Dreyfus gets through the traffic nice and easily. Next target down the road is Zoot. We've got Nikanti and Ingledew in range, so podium is on here. Eka is now up to 9th, so we'll go watch what's going on with her. She's making good progress. Up to 8th, gets past the back marker in the perfect position there, and the back marker actually holds up Santa Ana and Milo behind, which is perfect. So if Eka can do El Sadat in the next few corners, then she's got a chance to get after her teammate. Can't do it into turn 1. Hopefully he'll be able to do it into Eau Rouge or down the straight after. Just close up. That's it. Use the slipstream. We do seem to have great straight line speed in this car. Can't quite do it into the chicane. Dreyfus is now up to 5th. She's got past Zoo. And again, is flying. Absolutely flying. I think we need to change our approach. Eka, fighting hard around the outside. Has to give it up though. Doesn't quite have that killer instinct that Dreyfus does in the moves. I think we might have to change our approach at race starts. Because we're always going backwards and we come back through the field so well. But I feel we need to do better. Right, everybody making their second pit stop now. Dreyfus is going to come in this time around, and then Eka the lap afterwards. It'll be soft tyres, super soft tyres again. There'll be just 6 laps till the end. We'll go 7.5, providing everything's holding up, which gives us a bit of fuel to push with, and she'll be back out again. So everybody making their second stop pretty early. So hopefully Dreyfus can keep her position there or thereabouts, which was around 5th or 6th after the pit stop. Eka will have to go an extra lap, but she will have a lot fresher tyres at the end of the race. So that may be where she can make up time, and hopefully then she can show her overtaking skills and show that she can be clinical in a race situation as well. So we're still not too far off the lead. Gerard had a very bad end to that stint. He had almost a 17-18 second lead over Dreyfus at one point, and Dreyfus was catching Ingledew like mad during that final stint. So there goes Eka. Will now take the provisional lead of the race, and she will have 1 lap to do before she pits. So we'll do the same with her as long as everything's holding up, which it is. We'll put a little bit of extra fuel in, and then she can push to the finish. Got a little bit of extra fuel. I don't really want to go on to overtake. We'll go push. It will ruin the tyres, but it should give her a little bit of extra speed. So Dreyfus got back out in that 5th position, crucial, ahead of Zoo. Nikanti just ahead with a car problem. That didn't stop Nikanti getting past Ingledew though. Can't be that bad a car problem. So second place Gerard, who will take over the lead, is on the soft tyres, interestingly. Don't know if there's enough laps left in the race for her to get close to Gerard, but as long as we can get Ingledew and Nikanti, we can get that second place, get that sponsor bonus. Right, Eka in. We need no mistakes here. No mistakes, perfect stop. And she's going to get back out in 6th place, which is in the points. And she's going to have much fresher tyres. Hopefully she can get after Zoo. So, Dreyfus closing up on these 2 drivers ahead, Nikanti and Ingledew. I want to keep those tyres in the working range. I feel we always overheat the tyres, and I don't know if it's the best thing. I'm sure pushing makes the car faster in just how fast the driver is driving it. I don't know how much of an effect the tyre temperatures have in comparison to that. So we'll leave it on this for a lap or 2. I think I will go to push, to be fair. There's an outside chance of winning this race. What was that? Oh, there's going to be a little bit of rain right at the end. And we know how good Dreyfus is on dry tyres in the wet. Here we go. Down into the chicane. Can't do much about it. Echo, let's keep an eye on that gap. 7 seconds to this group. Hopefully she can get up there and get involved before the end of the race. That gap is coming down as well, which is good news. Now I'm going to go back to neutral. I want to keep these tyres in the working range if we can. Just see what it will do. So we got 3.5 laps to go now. I think the wind is out of the question. Gerard has controlled this race beautifully. We're really struggling against Nicanti and Ingledew though. Dreyfus just can't seem to find the pace. Don't know there's much more we can do. Eka is flying actually at the moment. She's closed that gap to 4.6 seconds and is currently lapping 2 seconds a lap quicker than this group. Those fresh tyres doing wonders at the moment. So we have 3.5 laps to go. We have we have 2.5 laps now. So we've got some fuel to burn. Let's use it. Right, this could be the chance. Ingledew and Nicanti fighting hard. Just turned Dreyfus' engine up. Here comes the rain as well. She loves these conditions. Can she get past Nicanti into turn 1? Cut the corner a little bit. Don't crash. Beautiful. That's third place. Now can she get after Ingledew? Gerard really struggling as well. We're closing that gap all the time on the leaders of this group. Eka now just 4.9 seconds. Seems to have stopped catching this group, which is a little strange. Maybe she just had an off lap. 1.5 laps to go then. Second place is in sight for Dreyfus. Can Eka get to this group in time? Dreyfus around the outside, down the inside for the next corner. She's got the inside line, needs to get this move done. It's a bit damp, I know. Not going to put you on inters. And Dreyfus is up in second place. Great move. And just needs to gap these cars in 7.2 seconds to Gerard is not going to be closable. As long as she can pull away now. Got plenty of fuel to stay flat out until the end. Eka just 2.7 seconds away. It's not going to be enough, I don't think. So we will keep our attention on Dreyfus. She needs to keep her cool here. Keep calm and collected. Second place is exactly what we need. Eka is flying though. She's going quicker than she was when she came out of the pits. 1:43.8 last time round. She's just 1.8 seconds away. Let's go attack. Just freaking do it. Give it everything. She can see more points as Gerard comes out of the final corner to win the Ardennes Grand Prix in very tricky conditions. Dreyfus comes home for a fantastic second place. And Eka just 1.1 seconds away from that three-guy group in third, fourth and fifth. It's a much better result from Eka, a very strong finish to the race. She finishes just 5 seconds short of her teammate, and that's much more what we expect of her. We'll have to see how the standings shake out. Hopefully we've still done pretty well in the constructors and the drivers. I can't remember who Gerard races for, to be fair. Firebird MRT. They weren't leading, I don't think. I think Vexala were leading. So this might do us good in the championship. So 2-stop was the right strategy today. Eka, by going a few laps later throughout the race, meant that she had those tyres at the end to really push, but unfortunately it wasn't quite enough today. But both cars in the points, you can't really ask for more with this new point system. So that's good points for Firebird, to be fair. So let's have a look. Dreyfus actually extends her lead at the top of the table by 7 points now to Zhu in second. Eka actually drops a place down to 11th with that single point. That's mostly because of Jean-Pierre Garard winning that race. No points before that race for Garard. So very great, good performance from Firebird. Really out of the blue. Showing that this is really anybody's at the moment. And it means we take over the lead of the Constructors' Championship once again. Now 2 points clear of Vexala. That incredible race for Firebird lifts them, must be 4 or 5 positions, up into 4th and actually right into the title race now. And this shows you how close it is. Between 1st and 6th there is 10 points. A single race victory between the top 6 teams. But we are exactly where we need to be. We're hitting the front. Our car is improving all the time. Got some new sponsors on board, which are bringing in some nice monies. This is going to be a very nice payment from this race, actually. Almost 2 million to the budget, as well as those 2 million upfront payments we received before the race. And we've got everything we need. That's 2 million in the bank. Balance up to 3.2 million now. And that's going to be it from race number 5. New gearbox is ready for next time out. What do I think of? See, our drivers improved with that with that race. Eka getting back on form lifts us back up. 4th quickest car. And those are the guys we're fighting with: Zampelli, Firebird, Lucatelli and Vexala. It's going to be a rip-roaring ride between now and the end of the season. But we are leading both championships at the halfway point. And wish me luck for the second half of the season. As always, leave your comments and advice down below. I would love to hear from you. This is all about taking this journey together. So, unless you get involved and let me know, we can't have that conversation. If you did enjoy the episode, don't forget that like button as well. It really means the world. And lets me know you enjoyed it. Even if you don't leave a comment, just hit that like button to let me know you enjoyed it. If you're new to the channel as well, hit that subscribe button. Keep yourself up to date with all the other videos on the channel. Go take a look at the GT series as well. Or maybe go back and take a look at some of the old F1 videos I did. There should be a new round of videos coming when the next F1 game comes out. And there is a series I'm working on at the moment with my good buddy Rage on Assetto Corsa. That should be out in the not too distant future as well. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take it easy.